Masters!
I told you.
Oh, why? We ain't had breakfast yet.
Don't ask questions. Just do as I tell you. Here, take this out to the sled. Hurry up.
We just got here, Pa. What do we have to go right away?
Do what I tell you. Oh, Jody, look, I'm sorry. I'll explain everything later, and you'll understand. But for now, just do as your Pa tells you, all right? That's my boy. Hurry up now. Lock the door, Jody.
But why, Pa?
Can you do anything I tell you?
Well, what do they want, Pa?
Get those lines.
Get these lines here.
Get you! Perkins, that kid! Grab him! I got him. Do it. Easy, Perkins, the goddamn kid! Come on, now hold it! All right, Baxter, that's enough. Here's the rope. Jody! What is it, McCready? What do you want?
What do you want?
Yeah.
We want you, Masters.
Oh, ain't that right, boy? Yeah.
Now, take it easy, boys. We don't want him damaged before we can hang him, do we?
Stuff it in, cousin! Pa, tell him!
You shut your mouth, boy!
Ah!
Jody, don't just do what they say. It'll be all right. Okay. I wouldn't bet on it being all right, Masters. They found Tom Ross's body at the mine. Now, come on, get him out of here. Come on. Get out of here. If you know what's good for you, you'll keep still, you hear? Get in the goddamn sled. Come on. Inside. Okay, come here and hold it. Come on. Come on, Perkins. We're gone. You want to see your pa? You can see him in the morning. In jail. Here them rings. Yeah!
Perkins, let's go.
Ready?
Stop! Stop!
I told you no rough stuff, McCready.
We're no fault of ours, Jake. We asked him to come peaceful, didn't we, boy?
We sure did. Yeah, I bet. What are you waiting for, thanks?
Oh, hell no, Jake. The pleasure was all ours. Only, now that we brought him in for you, make sure you keep him locked up nice and tight, won't you?
I don't see you got much cause to worry, Mike, do you?
Just kidding, Jake, just kidding. We'll see you later for a drink, huh?
Maybe.
Well, you know where we'll be.
Well, boys, here's to Tom Ross. God rest him.
Fine drinking man he was.
A lot of people around here sure gonna miss him.
Masters deserves everything that's coming to him.
I brought you razor, soap and stuff, Pa. There's some clean shirts, socks, and things in the blanket, too. I had to leave it out there, though. But Jake Turnbull said that I'd give it to you all later on.
Oh, well, that's fine, son. Just fine.
He said that
What, Jody?
you were accused of murder, Pa.
I know. For some crazy reason, they think I must have killed Tom Ross.
Tom Ross?
Yeah, he was a man who worked with me at the mine, and they found him dead last night.
Why should they think it was you?
I don't know. I guess because I worked that shift with him, they think I must have been the last one to see him alive.
But that don't mean nothing, Pa. That don't mean you killed him, does it?
No, no, Jody, of course it don't. Only, well, Ross and me never got on much at the best of times, and, trouble was him and me got into a fight at the hotel just the night before he was found dead, so naturally they think maybe I killed him.
A fight, Pa? What about?
Oh, nothing really, just something he said, that's all. Anyway, we got into a fight, and I lost my temper and threatened to kill him.
Friend him? But, Pa, that's what they think it was you. The law swore you're guilty, sure as anything. Especially if they knew we were going away, Pa. Why were we running away?
Anyway, what matters now is the truth. And as soon as they set up a trial, I'll be able to put it right.
Pa, the law swore you did it.
Well, I'll have to prove that. In the eyes of the law, a man's innocent till he's proved guilty. You know that.
Don't matter, Pa. The law swore you're guilty. Don't you see that?
No.
We're new here. We ain't got no friends around here, Pa. We gotta get help.
We don't need nobody's help, Jody. Ain't we always looked after ourselves, just the two of us?
Pa, we gotta find someone to come and help us. Don't you see that?
No, I don't see that. It's bad enough as it is. I don't want you mixed up in this, too.
You, Pa. Sure as anything, I know they will.
No, Jody, no, they
Get
won't.
help.
Now, listen to me now, carefully. I want you to go back to St. John.
No.
We still got a bit of money left. You know where we keep it? Now, I want you to take it all and go back to St. John, back to your Aunt Kathy's. And then when this is all over, well, I'll come out there and get you, and then we'll go off somewhere and make a whole new start. Just you and me together, same as we always been, right?
No.
Jody,
I
please.
can't.
Jody, I want you to promise me. Promise me now.
Pa.
Jody, come back. Jody! Jody!
Yeah, Baxter.
Jody, come back!
Guilty as hell. But I don't see that I have to put up with this sort of stuff from McCready. You know, I mean, he's a hothead and you've got to keep under control.
Don't you worry about McCready. All we're worried about is that Master should get what's coming to him, that's all.
I know. Tom Ross is a popular guy, Tom, but look, you just keep McCready under control. He's your friend until he's
Take care of it. You just count on us. We'll take care of the whole thing.
I don't think there's anything else to do. I can't see that.
Inspector? Inspector, is that you?
Come, take it out the station. Let's verify the scene with a little burglary. It's in the cellar.
Trying to get away.
Good God, Mrs. Lutz.
Oh, Inspector. Oh.
Ah, you young scamp, you've broken into the wrong house this time, eh?
That's right, sir. Nothing on it.
Ah, well, we'll see about that. Come on.
Oh, this is good.
Now, suppose you tell me what you were doing here.
I came to see Inspector Cameron on it.
Ah, and when you come to see someone, is it not usual to knock at the door, eh?
I kept knocking, but there wasn't no answer.
Oh. Mrs. Lutz, did you hear someone knocking at the door?
No, but then, you know, to be truthful, Inspector, I think I fell asleep in the chair, so maybe I didn't hear it.
I've got to see Inspector Cameron. I've come all the way from Kirkland Lake just to see him.
Uh-huh. Well, you're looking at him.
Oh, Inspector.
No, me, you daft geek. And Mrs. Lutz, I think you better get yourself cleaned up, and then I think we could all benefit from a nice hot drink.
Yeah, Inspector, yeah. There's a fire in the stove.
Oh, splendid. Come on, lad. So, Jody Masters, does your mother know you're here to see me?
My mother's dead.
I see. Well, what about other relatives? You must have some, surely?
Only my Aunt Kathy in St. John.
And John?
New Brunswick.
Oh. And these men that arrested your father, were they policemen?
No, they just work at the mine. Most of them.
And this Jake, what's his name, the constable, where was he?
Jake Turnbull?
Ah, Jake Turnbull.
I don't know. I'm way back at the jailhouse, I guess.
You say your father fought with this man and threatened to kill him about something he said. Have you any idea what it was?
No, Pa didn't say. I mean, I didn't ask him.
How did this Ross fella die? Did he tell you that?
No, but I don't think Pa knows. Only that he was found dead at the gold mine where my Pa and him worked together.
So you don't know how he died, eh?
I'm interrupting you, Inspector.
Oh, no, Mrs. Lutz, your timing is impeccable.
Poured a hot bath for the boy, Inspector. This is all right, yeah?
Well, you better make up the spare room, too. He's obviously going to have to stay the night.
Well, I've done this already, Inspector.
Well, you run along with Mrs. Lutz, Larry. I'll see you later.
And now first, I'm going to give you a nice hot bath,
But I can take my own bath.
No ifs and butses now. You come.
Inspector Cameron, you will come and help my Pa, won't you? Please, Inspector, you've got to help us. They'll hang Pa if you don't.
You're all right, laddie. You run along with Mrs. Lutz. I'll talk to you about it later.
Promise?
Promise. Well, Archie, what'd you make of it, eh?
I'm not sure. On the surface, it would appear the fellow's guilty. Fight at the hotel, then threatening to kill him. It all sounds pretty incriminating, doesn't it?
Oh, maybe, but it's all a bit obvious.
Ah, perhaps you're right. But who, then? Someone at the hotel, someone who heard the threat and grasped the opportunity to tie murderer and victim together in one neat package.
Well, unlikely as that may seem, yes.
I am going to close my eyes, and then you're going to stand up now, yeah? Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I guess so.
She must be taking the skin off his back with a scrubbing brush.
I presume, then, you intend to investigate the case?
Why should you presume that?
Come, Alistair, you're not going to try and convince me that you actually intend to resist the desperate, anxious pleas of this poor little waif.
That, my dear Chisholm, has nothing to do with it. Whatever my decision, it will not be influenced one way or another by fatuous sentimentality. You can be assured of that.
Well, it seems to me that you may very well be assigned the case through official procedure anyway.
That is, if there are complications, eh?
Well, there certainly are complications, Alistair. It seems highly complicated to me. Quite apart from the fact that there's excellent fishing in that part of the country.
Fishing? This time of year?
Ice fishing, Alistair. They fish through wee holes in the ice.
Good heavens. Ice holes.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. I like to see young people with a big appetite. This is natural. You know, Miss Prudence writes to me in her letters that she misses my cooking, too.
Prudence?
Yeah? This is Inspector Cameron's niece. She lives with us here. Would you like some more?
Yes, ma'am, please. Well, where is she?
Prudence, she is away at boarding school, yeah. Now, you eat everything up because you are a growing boy, and growing boys need their strength, yeah?
Another one?
Thank you. Then I must go. I have an early engagement with a beautiful woman tomorrow.
Oh, well, Archie, I envy you.
She's been dead for 3 weeks.
Oh, come in.
Jody wanted to say good night, Inspector.
Oh, well, I'm all right. Good heavens, Mrs. Lutz. Could you have found something more fitting?
Well, only one of my nightdresses, Inspector, but he prefers this.
I can't say I blame him. Well, good night, lad. I'll see you tomorrow.
But you said we'd talk again later, Inspector. You promised.
Well, tomorrow is later, isn't it?
But you said later tonight. You promised, Inspector.
Well, I think we all should get a good night's rest, since we're catching the early morning train to Kirkland Lake. Now, get you to bed at once, or I'll change my mind, eh?
Sure. Good night, Inspector. Good night, Dr. Chisholm.
Good night. Well, I gather the necessary complications have set in.
Well, Archie, as Mr. Gilbert has said, when constabulary duty's to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. Happy one.
And there's a jail.
Huh? Oh, I'll take my bag into the hotel. Tell them I'll be there presently. I'll see you at the jail in about an hour.
Well, can I come and see Pa with you?
No, lad. I think I'd better talk to him by myself, eh? You can see him later. Constable Turnbull?
Yep.
Inspector Cameron.
Inspector, got your telegram. Welcome to Kirkland Lake.
Oh, it's a bit chilly, eh?
It'll be a lot colder before this winter's over. Have some coffee.
Oh, thank you.
What do you know about the case, Inspector?
Oh, very little. Tell me what's happened.
Well, I suppose you know that Masters threatened to kill Tom Ross the night before they found him murdered.
Oh, yes, I do, but that's circumstantial evidence, Constable. Yes, it's a strange coincidence for a man to threaten to kill someone before witnesses and then go ahead and do it the very next day. I presume you have other evidence to warrant arresting him?
Well, Masters and Ross were working the same shift that morning. Now, Masters left his shift early. Now, it sure as hell weren't no coincidence. Tom Ross's head was deliberately placed on that wagon track and his skull crushed by an ore wagon.
Skull crushed by an ore wagon, eh?
Yeah, now, you ain't going to tell me that was mere coincidence, Inspector.
I'm not here to tell you anything.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you're wasting your time, Inspector. It's an open and shut case. Masters is guilty as hell.
Well, perhaps I could see the guilty party.
Somebody must think he's innocent. Or else why should this inspector fella be here?
Ain't nothing he can find out we don't already know. Did you ask Jake about the trial?
Yeah. Said we'd have to wait till Judge Wilkins can get around here on his next circuit.
On his next circuit? God knows when that'll be. Last time we had any need of a judge in these parts, it took him 3 months to get here.
3 months, eh? In that case,
We ain't gonna get our hanging till the spring. Guess we'll just have to hang around till then.
Why did you kill Tom Ross?
I didn't.
You threatened to kill him.
I know, but he didn't do it.
Why?
Why?
Why did you threaten to kill him?
Because of something he said.
Obviously something very serious to make you so incensed. What was it? What was the remark, the insult? What did he say?
I can't remember.
You can't remember? You threatened to kill a man because of something he says and you can't remember what it was? You threatened to harm the boy in any way?
I told you I can't remember.
What about his mother?
What in hell does it matter anyway? It was just something he said, that's all. When Ross was drunk, he spurted filth in every direction. I hated his guts. He deserved to die.
So you put his head on the track and crushed it with an ore wagon, huh? Why? To make it look like an accident?
But, no, he wasn't...
He wasn't what?
Nothing.
Why did you leave your shift early? Come on, man, why?
I brought down another load of ore. Ross was still working the first load. I knew he'd never start the next one. He was drunk as hell. I just didn't see no use waiting around, so I left half an hour early.
You still want to send that telegram, Inspector?
Oh, yes. I'll be back later. Is there another train from Toronto today?
Yeah, one gets in late afternoon.
Oh, splendid. I'm sending for a pathologist. If he gets this in time, he may just be able to catch it.
Pathologist? Well, it's your decision, I guess, Inspector, but I think you'd be wasting his time if you ask me.
Well, that may very well be, Mr. Turnbull, and then again, it may not. Jody, I want you to take me to the mine.
But can't I see Pa first?
No, later.
If you want to look around the mine, you'll have to talk to Joe Paquette.
Paquette, help me with this, Jody.
Yeah, he's the manager up there. I'll be up there now if you want to see him.
Thank you.
But, Inspector, you'll be wasting your time. I've been all over the place myself.
Oh, yeah. Take that. And this, I want it sent off immediately.
Yeah, and then can I go see Pa? Bessie's gonna take him his lunch in a while.
Bessie?
Yeah, Bessie Tompkins. She runs the inn, but she does most of the cooking for the jail. She said I could eat with Pa if I wanted to.
All right, I'll see you back in the town in about an hour.
I'll be there, I promise.
Oh, and Jody,
Yeah.
don't forget to get a receipt.
For what?
For the telegram. Say, the body was here.
That's right.
Which way was it facing?
That way. The back of the skull was crushed. I presume whoever did it must have dragged Ross's body from the slime shed here.
Slime shed?
Yes, we use a slime processor separating the gold from the ore.
What's that?
It's a Sinclair agitator. It's just a machine used for separating.
Uh-huh. You said you presumed the body was dragged from the shed to the track. Why?
Well, there'd be no reason for him to come out of the shed. It was his job to operate the agitator and Master's job to load the wagons, bring him down here, unload them as required.
There's no reason for Masters to come in here, then.
No, it's a one-man operation.
Who discovered the body?
I did, of course.
Why, of course.
Well, I'm the only man here who has the keys. I'm here first thing in the morning, and I lock up at night. That's how I knew Dan Masters had left early.
Oh, well, I'd like to see the body now, if I may.
I'm afraid that's not really possible, Inspector.
Oh, why not?
Tom Ross was buried 8 o'clock this morning.
Buried him? It's a hasty interment, Mr. Paquette.
It might seem that way to you, Inspector, but in this part of the country, when it's winter, you bury the dead when you can. While the ground's still soft enough to dig a grave. Otherwise, you have to keep a corpse on ice.
Didn't you consider that at Masters' trial, the judge might require an autopsy report?
I am the Justice of the Peace, Inspector. I made out such a report. Besides, there were other witnesses who saw the body who could testify.
Oh, who?
Bessie Tompkins, for one. She laid him out.
Oh, well, no matter. We'll see for ourselves when we exhume the body.
Exhume the body? Is that really necessary, Inspector?
Well, you said you presumed the body had been dragged from the shed to the track. We'll have to find out if he was dead before his head was crushed, huh?
You'll need special permission.
Uh-huh. But you're the Justice of the Peace, so there should be no problem with that.
Now what?
No, nothing. You might as well go home, lad. But don't be late at the station to meet Dr. Chisholm.
All right. I'll go home and start the stew. I'll ask Dr. Chisholm to come, too.
Come to from where?
To our house for dinner. Don't you remember? He promised on the train.
What? Oh, yes, so I did. Dinner, well. All right, lad. You come and tell us when it's ready, eh?
I will.
Oh, and Jody.
Yeah.
You do know about such things, don't you? Cooking, I mean.
Sure. I cook for Pa all the time. Stew pot's my favorite.
Stew pot.
You must be Inspector Cameron.
Aye.
Oh, here we are. You're in number 4, Inspector.
Oh.
There you are. And I've already put your bag in your room.
Oh, thank you. That's most kind. By the way, there'll be a Dr. Chisholm arriving later this afternoon. I'd like to reserve a room for him, too.
You don't have to reserve this time of the year, Inspector.
Oh.
I got 6 rooms here, and apart from yours, he can take his pick.
Oh, well, splendid. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, incidentally, Miss Tompkins?
Ah, Bessie.
Eh?
Elizabeth Tompkins, but call me Bessie for short,
Oh,
Inspector.
well, Betty. Mr. Paquette told me you saw Tom Ross's body after the accident.
Yeah, that's right. I laid him out. Oh, he was a bit of a mess, I can tell you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure of that. I was just curious to know if there were any marks or bruises on his body that might indicate a struggle of any kind.
Marks? No, none that I recall, anyhow. No, the only thing that struck me as being strange was his color.
His color?
Yes. I mean, I have washed a few bodies in my day, Inspector, but I ain't never seen a corpse that color.
What color?
Red.
Red?
Yes, but not just red. I mean, a real bright red. About as red as a crabapple just before it falls. Like I said, I ain't never seen nothing like it.
I thank you, Miss Tompkins.
Bessie.
Bessie? Oh, yes. Forgive me, Bessie.
You know he intends to exhume the body.
So what?
Oh, nothing. Except maybe they'll discover that Ross was drunk. Try to say it was some kind of accident, that he fell across the tracks. Who knows?
It's crazy, Joe. Besides, it weren't no fall that killed Ross. It was that wagon. Everybody knows it was Masters who sent that wagon down the hill. He's guilty as hell, and this Cameron fella, he knows it too.
All right, so why is he snooping around, huh? Disrupting work, taking up everybody's time, asking stupid questions. And if the autopsy proves that Ross was drunk...
Don't make Masters any less guilty, so what's the difference?
The difference is, if you'd been doing your job, Ross wouldn't have even been here that night. You were the foreman in charge. You should have kicked his ass out of there. You know the rule about drunkenness on the job. They could close up the mine while they conduct an investigation. Who knows? You realize how much time we've lost over this mess already? How much more time we're going to lose over some damn trial?
Well, there ain't nothing we can do about that.
Oh, ain't there? If you ask me, your mistake was going to Jake Turnbull in the first place. When a man's known to be guilty, sometimes the people can look after the law themselves, you know.
Funny you should say that, Joe. That's exactly what the boys and me was thinking about ourselves.
Too bad you didn't think about it sooner, huh?
Well, now, as my pa used to say, it ain't never too late.
It is when Jake Turnbull holds the keys. That was your mistake, McCready.
Well, Jake may hold the keys, but there's more than one way to open a door. Keys is just one of them.
That Cameron around? I wouldn't bet on your chances, McCready.
I wouldn't worry about him too much if I were you, Joe.
Worry? What have I got to worry about? None of this has anything to do with me. Does it?
Not a thing, boss. Not a thing.
Bright red, you see. You're quite sure?
I'm positive, Doctor.
Like a crabapple just before it falls. Was there a distinct odor of any kind?
Odor?
A smell?
But now that you mention it, there was. There was a very peculiar smell.
What? Can you recall?
Well, I ain't exactly sure, Doctor.
Was it
I mean,
like
it wasn't
rotten
something...
apples? Was it anything like almond? Bitter almond?
Bitter almond. Yes, it was. In fact, that is exactly what it was. Well, that's amazing. I mean, how would you know that?
I didn't really. Let's just say I'm a bit psychic. Thank you, Miss Tompkins.
Bessie.
Thank you, Bessie.
Not at all, Doctor. Anything I can do to help, just let me know.
Oh, well, we'll have a couple more, Bessie.
Very good, Inspector.
Well? Cyanide.
Cyanide, are you sure?
No, of course I'm not sure, Alistair, nor will I be until we can exhume the body. But if Bessie Tompkins' observations are correct, why, yes. But then how do you explain the crushed skull? Why the need to kill Ross? Twice.
Eh? Well, to disguise the fact that he was poisoned.
That's possible.
Well, I better get on to the jail. Oh, the lad was coming to pick me up here. Will you tell him I'm at the jail? Oh, by the way, he's asked us to dinner.
I know all about that. He invited me on the way back from the station. I told him I had a previous commitment.
You're a bad sport, aren't you?
Look, I've suffered enough at Mrs. Lutz's hands simply to please you. I'm not going to suffer at the hands of a 13-year-old boy with some primitive, bubbling stock pot.
Stew pot.
Stew pot, stock pot, whatever. The answer is still no.
Well, please yourself.
Bon appetit.
When I told you Tom Ross's head had been crushed by an ore wagon, you looked surprised. Why?
Because it was the first time I'd heard how he'd been killed.
Or was it because you knew how he'd been murdered?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. Do you know, have you ever possessed any kind of poison?
Poison? Oh? Why?
You sure about that?
Yeah, why'd you ask? You don't think Tom Ross was poisoned, do you?
I don't know what to think, Masters. Least of all about you.
Ah, delicious.
Did you like it?
After two such enormous helpings, I wouldn't have thought that question was necessary. It was excellent, lad, excellent.
Do you want any more?
Oh, no, thank you.
All right. I'll give Dr. Chisholm something to both then.
Oh, I hope he fares as well. Who taught you to cook like that? Your mother?
No. She died when I was 2.5. My Aunt Kathy taught me some. Me and Pa used to live with her, and my Uncle Mike in St. John. That was before we came out here.
Is this your mother?
Yeah.
Very pretty, wasn't she?
Yeah, I guess so. I can't really remember much about her, though.
How'd she die? What happened?
She died having a baby, and it died, too. Pa don't like talking about it much. Sometimes he gets really mad if I ask too many questions about her. So I don't.
I see.
It's perfect. This place has been deserted for years. There ain't nothing here to connect it to anybody. All we need now is a whole lot of company.
I don't know. I still think we should do it alone, just the 4 of us.
Sure, and end up like masters. You're crazy.
All right. So how many?
15, maybe 20 counting us.
That ain't gonna be easy to arrange. I gotta get back to the mine. I'm on the late shift now that Tom Ross got himself killed.
All right, so we'll make it an hour later.
Look, you start going around town rallying up a lot of fellas, somebody's gonna get loose in the mouth, and Jake or this inspector fella's gonna get wind of it for sure. They'd be ready and waiting.
Oh, no, they won't.
Because we ain't going around rallying up anything.
This is by private invitation only.
What do you mean?
We just talk to the fellas we know. We each get 3 or 4 to come to meeting here, but we don't tell them what for.
Yeah, well, what if they ask?
Don't tell them nothing. Just tell them it's important. The less they know, the better. Don't worry. It'll work.
Of course it'll work. I told you I would, didn't I?
You'd be too curious not to come.
Looks like we're going to have ourselves a hanging after all.
He likes you. Unusual for Pope. He don't take too many strangers.
I'm flattered then. Where'd you get him?
The Jackson's old mongrel had pups, and Pope was one of them. They're the people I do farm work for.
Oh, I see. Bit of a hound in him, eh?
Yeah, I know. And he's a good hunter, too.
When I was a lad, I had a Cairn Terrier.
Cairn Terrier?
Ah, a very affectionate wee dog, but oh, beast when it came to the hunting, especially rats.
He'd hunt for rats?
Oh, yes. Terriers are like lightning, faster than cats. Oh, I used to worry about him, though. And get hold of a poison rat sometimes. See, my grandfather used to spread poison in the cellars and the barns. Very dangerous when you've got pets around.
We don't get much problem with rats here. We don't got much grain around, that's why. The only trouble we had, really, was wasps. And that was only in the summer.
Oh.
But we had lots of them.
Wasps? How'd you get rid of them?
We just poisoned the nests.
How?
It's easy. You just sprinkle the stuff in front of the hole, and they carry it in with them when they walk through it. And then they just die somehow.
Good heavens. I didn't even think you could poison wasps. I wish I'd known. I had a terrible nest on the roof last summer. What do you use?
I don't know. It's just this stuff that Pa got somewhere. Sort of gray powdery stuff.
Ah, well, I must buy some of that.
I can give you some.
Oh.
You can take it home with you.
No, boy, I wouldn't dream of it,
Yeah.
no. Well.
Here you are.
Right, well, maybe if you get me a wee bit of paper, a couple of spoonfuls would be sufficient.
Yeah, I'll get the paper.
The necessary equipment to analyze something.
I hope so. I'm going to analyze this before I eat any more of it.
I had a delicious meal.
What?
Oh, rabbit stew with carrots, potatoes, and turnips.
No. What do you want me to analyze?
Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be asking you, would I?
What I meant was, what do you think it is?
Poison. Maybe cyanide.
Oh, I see. Yes, I can do that for you, Alistair. Give me half an hour.
Half an hour? What do you need half an hour for?
Push me, Alistair. I'm feeling a little puzzled.
Bless you.
Doctor, did you enjoy your meal?
I won't soon forget it.
Maybe you could help me with something. On the night of the fight between Ross and Masters, did you hear what was said? What caused it?
Well, it ain't like me not to hear most of what goes on in this place, Inspector, but there was so much
Well, perhaps
noise
you
at
could
the
tell me
time
what it was
that
about, eh?
And I didn't hear much, but I can tell you that it was some filthy remark about the time that Ross slept with Dan Masters' wife.
Slept with Dan Masters? But she's dead.
Oh, no. No, Lily Masters ain't dead, Inspector. Oh, I know young Jody thinks his mother is dead, but she was right here and very much alive just a few days ago.
Are you sure about that?
Sure. Of course I'm sure. I ought to be. The two of them stayed here the night, her and Ross.
Why did you lie to me about the poison?
I didn't lie. I just forgot about it then.
Good God, man. Do you expect me to believe that?
It's the truth, I swear it.
And the story of your late lamented wife, will you swear to that too?
What are you talking about?
The story about a woman who supposedly died of childbirth 9 years ago in St. John, New Brunswick, only there was a man here in town who knew a very different story, wasn't that? Wasn't that?
Yeah.
She's alive, isn't she?
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know. She was a no-good slut.
Go on.
She ran off with another man when Jody was 2. When that man left her, she found another, then another. One man after the other till she was no more than a common whore. 3 months ago, she turned up back in St. John. I heard she was trying to get her hands on the boy, on Jody. That's why we picked up and came up here. In a little out-of-the-way town like this, I thought we'd be safe. You see, I wanted to keep the truth from Jody. But then she finally tracked us up here, too.
Go on.
Well, I paid her, met her. Paid her almost every penny we had to get her to leave us alone. See, that's all she was interested in, money. She didn't want Jody. She knew I'd pay her to get her to disappear and keep her mouth shut, only she didn't disappear and keep her mouth shut fast enough. Oh, no, not her. Oh, no. Oh, no, she had to find at least one man in town before she left.
Ross?
Yeah, Ross and her got drunk together, and she told him everything, the whole filthy, disgusting story. I know all this makes it look pretty bad for me, Because of her, I had every reason to want to kill Ross. I even threatened to kill him the night before he was murdered. Now it seems pretty damn sure they're going to hang me for it.
But just for the record, Cameron, I didn't do it. If I'd been capable of murder, it ain't Ross they'd be stringing me up for. It'd be her.
Yes, I believe that, Masters.
I didn't kill Ross. But I did see his body in the slime shed that morning before he'd been dragged to the track, and I tell you, Inspector, he didn't die from a crushed skull. He'd been dead long before that.
That was my conclusion, too. But why the devil didn't you tell me that, man?
Because I thought it would only make things look worse for me. I knew they'd blame me for it. When I heard Paquette coming...
Paquette?
Yeah, when I heard Paquette coming, the only thing I could think of was to get away before they found me there with Ross.
Come on, Inspector.
What is it? What's happened?
There's been another death up at the mine. Oh, they just found Tim Perkins' body in the slime shed. We better get up there.
No, Mr. Turnbull, I'll go. You go to the hotel and get Dr. Chisholm.
Chisholm's waiting outside.
Oh.
I analyzed that sample you gave me.
What was it, cyanide?
No, arsenic.
Arsenic? Oh, come on, man, there's been another body found at the mine.
Now, we all know who killed Tom Ross. And that's the man that threatened to kill him the very night before he was murdered, Daniel Masters. Now, we can sit around and wait while this Inspector Cameron fella and Jake's Turnbull chase each other's tails around looking for some kind of clues. And we can wait even longer until some judge decides to drag his keister into town and set up some kind of trial.
No sign of Perkins. Can't understand.
Me neither. Just didn't like him not to show up, especially at a time like this.
That nobody gives a tinker's damn anymore, because by then it'll be history.
That's right.
Typical cherry red color, smell of bitterama, no doubt of it. Cyanide poisoning.
Cyanide? Is cyanide used here?
It's part of the process.
Mr. Paquette, when we discussed the slime process earlier today, why is it that you made no mention of the use of cyanide?
Well, you never asked. There was no reason to.
Well, I have reason to now. Who has access to the cyanide?
Ross, Perkins, and myself.
Yeah? How's it used?
It's added as a solution to the ore.
How often is it added?
Several times in a day, or once every 3 or 4 days, depending on production.
So it's quite possible the last time cyanide was added was 2 days ago.
Yes.
The day Tom Ross died.
It's possible.
Not too many years ago, when a man was known to be guilty, he was punished for his crimes.
Look, Perkins ain't turned up yet. I think you better ride over there and see what's happened to him. I don't like it.
Sure, I'll go.
Because the good, God-fearing folks of the community saw to it.
Right.
Justice was seen to be done because they made damn good and sure it was done.
Right, right.
An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Just like the good book tells us.
See, the water's drained off the bottom, and the cyanide's added through a chute in the top there.
This lid doesn't fit. Shouldn't it form a seal?
Of course.
Well, it doesn't.
About it. Must have been damaged recently.
Good God, man, there's your answer.
Answer to what?
Don't you see? When the cyanide was added to the agitator while it was in action, it would create a deadly vapor the moment it came in contact with moisture. And with this safety lid being unsealed...
It would escape into the atmosphere.
And it would kill anyone the instant they breathed it.
You're right, aren't you? Right. All we need is Ross's body. You men, you want to earn $2 for half an hour's work? And get your spades and lanterns and follow me.
But what about the exhumation papers?
Exhumation papers be damned. We got the justice of the peace. Show us the way there, Paquette. Come on.
Yeah! We're all agreed on that point. Yeah. Right. What I'm saying now is it's time to stop talking about it and start doing something about it.
Let's do it right now.
Let's go.
Easy, that's it. Oh, over that way with it. That's it. Easy now, easy. There you go. So, you found the body, dragged it from the slime shed to the track, released the wagon that crushed the skull. Why? Why did you try to hide the fact that the death was accidental?
Inspector, the town needs this mine. It depends on it. I conceal the facts for the sake of the town and everyone in it.
Philanthropy, Paquette? I find that hard to believe. What are you afraid of? Come on, man, the truth.
They closed the mine like they did in Timmins 2 years ago.
What's that got to do with it?
The mine was closed for weeks. The men left.
Oh, you've been through this experience before.
Yes, and they blame me that time, too. I was beaten up and nearly lynched. I wasn't going to let that happen here again.
So to save your own skin, you'd have let an innocent man hang.
Hurry,
Jody, go find Inspector Cameron. They're taking your part of the cream and find they're gonna hang him.
Out of the way, kid.
Hurry! Jody, hurry, for God's sake. Jody, hurry! For God's sake, hurry!
Same red color. There's your evidence, Inspector.
Inspector!
It's Jody.
They've taken Pa. They've taken him to the Kramer's farm and they're gonna hang him.
What? Here, come on, get on the sled. We're gonna need you, Paquette. Go on, get going there. Go on, Chisholm, you old cook. Get on. Unless you release Daniel Masters to me this instant, you'll all face criminal charges, and by God, I'll see you answer them. Do you hear me?
McCready! McCready! I just been to the mine. Perkins is dead.
That's right, Perkins is dead. Accidentally poisoned with cyanide, just like Tom Ross.
Ross's head was crushed. I saw it myself.
It was. But he died of cyanide poisoning long before his head was crushed.
But how?
Ask Paquette.
Look, I just wanted to keep the mine operating. I didn't want Masters to hang. I would have testified at his trial. You've got to believe that.
You lying
Bastard.
Sorry.
Your idea of sport, Archie. It's certainly not mine.
You have to show a little patience.
We've been sitting here for hours, man.
They're going to hear you.
There's not a fish within miles. You glade old idiot. I'm not staying here.
Poor Alistair. It's been a disappointing trip. No arrests and now no fish.
Oh, well, I got something out of it anyway.
What's that?
Master's pressed a wee gift on me, yeah?
A gold nugget. I thought I'd put it in my watch chain, eh?
Well, let's have a look. I'll soon tell you whether it's gold or not.
Oh, surely he wouldn't cheat me. I saved his life.
Oh, what have you done, you glaikit idiot? Oh, where's it gone?
It was worthless, in my opinion.
Oh, in your opinion, it was worthless. You're a judge of precious stones now, are you? You stick to your cadavers, you clumsy old curmudgeon. You blasted one of you.
Don't be so childish, Alistair. It was only a bauble.